Hey everybody again. Just picking up on Psalms 60, 61, 62 at least. This is to the choir master. Again, this is hard to begin a video. Uh, my dad's Methodist Bible, not the NIV Bible, New International Version, which I usually read. Depends what part of the house I'm in. So this one explains, this is to the choir master, according to Shushan Iduth, whatever that is, who that was, a Mikdam of David. Mikdam is some sort of particular type of song, a poem. Mikdam of David for instruction, when he strove with Aram Naharaim and with Aram Zobah, when Joab on his return killed 12,000 of Edom in the valley of Salt. This is to instruct David, or David was instructing somebody else. And with God, no matter what the things are written, there's deeper meaning in the words. It's like Bible is almost like cryptic. It is cryptic, very multifaceted, multi-leveled, from all kinds of meanings hidden within the text. So again, just why you ask for discernment. Help me to see what it is you want me to see. You may read something a second time later on and get something else from it as you grow and learn and open up spiritually. Psalm 60. O God, thou hast rejected us, broken our defenses. Thou hast been angry. Oh, restore us. So they're acknowledging God's angry at them, or their perception is that God's angry at them. Thou hast made the land to quake, thou hast rent it open, repair its breaches, for it totters. Thou hast made thy people suffer hard things. Thou hast given us wine to drink that made us reel. Thou hast set up a banner for those who fear thee, to rally it from the bow. That thy beloved may be delivered, give victory by thy right hand and answer us. So basically, whining, complaining that God's angry at them and he's caused this to happen to them and that to happen to them, and it's caused them to suffer. They're calling out to him to, basically their way of saying they're sorry, help us, we're wrong, all this stuff is going on, please help us, save us, so that thy beloved may be delivered, give victory by the right hand and answer us. God always answers your prayers. If you're only focused on a specific answer, hopeful for a specific answer, 9 times out of 10, that's not going to be the answer. So then people say, well, God never answers my prayers. No, he doesn't tell. He rarely answers in the way you want, gives you the answer you want. I mean, don't be proud, don't be spoiled. Like a small child's like, I want this. What's the answer to this? Can I do this? And you don't get the answer. You don't accept it. Therefore, you don't believe it. You don't love the parent. You're angry at them. That's not how it works. God has spoken in his sanctuary. With exaltation, I will divide up Shechem and portion out the valley of Succoth. Gilead is mine, Manasseh is mine, Ephraim is my helmet, Judah is my scepter, Moab is my wash basin. Upon Edom I cast my shoe. Over Philistia I shout in triumph, basically saying, everything's mine. If I choose to divide it up amongst somebody else, that's up to me. Again, God is the potter. Everything else is the clay, including us. What he does with it is his choice. Who will bring me to the fortified city? Who will lead me to Edom? Hast thou not rejected us, O God? Thou dost not go forth, O God, with our armies? O grant us help against the foe, for vain is the help of man. With God we shall do valiantly. It is he who will tread down our foes. Yes. God, everything. God involved in everything in your life. You can't do it alone, as we were not designed to do it alone. 61, to the choir master with stringed instruments, a psalm of David. It was like a poem, a poetic song. Songs are poems. Hear my cry, O God. Listen to my prayer. From the end of the earth I call to thee when my heart is faint. Which is usually when the old time people talk to God. This is not what he wants. He hears you. Before it's a thought in your mind, he already knows what you're going to ask about. Lead thou me to the rock that is higher than I, for thou art my refuge, a strong tower against the enemy. Again, different words. God is my refuge. That's a tool, a weapon against darkness. God is my refuge. Let me dwell in thy tent forever. Oh, to be safe under the shelter of thy wings, longing to be with God, as we should all do. I long to be with him. Look forward to returning back home. For thou, O God, hast heard my vows. Thou hast given me the heritage of those who fear thy name. As me, it was just many lives I've had that I've been a part of. Prolong the life of the king. May his years endure to all generations. You read, think of speaking specifically of a certain king. No, prolong the life of the king. King of heaven, which is Jesus, which is the Christ. Prolong his life, his existence. May his years, against there's no space and time with God, may he endure to all generations. Maybe he eternal, which he is. May he be enthroned forever before God. His steadfast love and faithfulness watch over him. Now, you realize not speaking of Jesus, of the Christ. Prolong the life, make the Christ eternal. May his years endure all generations. The time that he was spent here, that he spent here in this world, may it endure all generations, which is continuing to do. May he sit forever, be enthroned before God, which he is, the right hand of God. May his steadfast love and faithfulness watch over him. God's love watch over him, which it does. So will I ever sing praises to thy name, O God, Jesus, O Christ, as I pay my vows day after day. Again, telling you to pay your vows, offer up your burdens day after day. Number 62, to the choir master, according to Jeduthun, also a psalm of David. For God alone my soul waits in silence. From him comes my salvation. Exactly. Our soul always waiting in silence to return home. It longs to return home. It's all natural as it should be. Our humanness pulls our spirit in the wrong direction, falling into the traps and baits of darkness, things of this world. Our soul waits in silence. It longs to go home. God, he only is my rock and my salvation, my fortress. I shall not be greatly moved. He is our protection, our shield, our armor. He is our foundation. He is our salvation. He is our everything. How long will you set upon a man to shatter him, all of you, like a leaning wall, a tottering fence? They only plan to thrust him down from his eminence. They take pleasure in falsehood. They bless with their mouths, but inwardly they curse. Asking, how long will you set upon a man to shatter him, all of you, speaking of darkness, like a leaning wall, like a tottering fence? They only plan to thrust him down from his eminence, to dethrone God, which they can't do. So they get back at God through attacking mankind. They take pleasure in falsehood. They bless with their mouths, but inwardly they curse. Mankind's existence, its creation, and God. For God alone my soul waits in silence. For my hope is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation, my fortress. I shall not be taken. Here it says, I shall not be greatly moved. In other words, guided, steered away off course. He is my rock, my salvation, my armor, my shield in darkness. So he's speaking down what God is for him. Then speaking of darkness, and repeats it again. For God alone my soul waits in silence. For my hope is from him. From him comes my salvation. From him my hope is my hope. He only is my rock and my salvation. My fortress, I shall not be taken. I shall not be greatly moved. I shall not be taken in the end. O God, on God rest my deliverance and my honor. My mighty rock, my refuge is God. Again, God is refuge, is my refuge. Speaking their armor, their weapon. There at the end of that refrain. Trust in him at all times, O people. Pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. Again, saying God is my refuge. Trust in him always. Pour out everything that's in your heart. He knows it's there. He knows what's there. So let it out. Lord, take it. I offer it to you. Take it. weighs me down, holds me back. It's like ballast when you're trying to elevate. Men of low estate are but a breath. Men of high estate are a delusion. Mankind is just a blink of an eye, not even. But a breath, whether low, whether high. Make them think themselves they live high and rich and wealthy and powerful and famous. It's just an illusion. Just an illusion. No higher than anybody else. In the balances, they go up. Together lighter than a breath. And they go in the balances, they go up to be weighed on the scales. Together lighter than a breath. All mankind together are lighter in spirit, are lighter than a breath. They're still spirit. Put no confidence in extortion. Set no vain hopes on robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart on them. It all goes away. Once God has spoken, twice have I heard this, that power belongs to God, and that to thee, O Lord, belongs steadfast love. Thou dost requite a man according to his work. Psalm 63, the Psalm of David, when he was in the wilderness of Judah. O God, thou art my God, I seek thee. My soul thirsts for thee. My flesh faints for thee, as in a dry and weary land where no water is. For I have looked upon thee in the sanctuary, beholding thy power and glory, and I have seen it before him, I have stood before him before. Because thy steadfast love is better than life, my lips will praise thee. Nothing's better than God and being with God. So I will bless thee as long as I live. I will lift up my hands and call on thy name, offering up to him, praising him, honoring him, giving thanks to him. So everything is part of your offering. Offer up your gratitude, your love, your devotion, your servitude, your hope, your praise. My soul is feasted as with marrow and fat. My mouth praises thee with joyful lips. My soul is feasted as with marrow and fat, with blood and flesh. My mouth praises thee with joyful lips. Truth from your lips. When I think of thee upon my bed, and meditate on thee in the watches of the night, when I think of thee, when I lay there in bed, and I meditate on thee during the night, I can't sleep. Thou hast been my help, and in the shadow of thy wings I sing for joy. My soul clings to thee, thy right hand upholds me. Those who seek to destroy my life shall go down into the depths of the earth. They shall be given over to the power of the sword, they shall be prey for jackals. The king shall rejoice in God. All who swear by him shall glory. The mouths of liars will be stopped. We'll do one more. Psalm 64. To the choir master, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O God, in my complaint. There's something to complain about. He's asking the Lord to hear it. Preserve my life from dread of the enemy. Preserve me from the enemy and my enemies who are after me all the time, physical and spiritual in nature. Hide me from the secret plots of the wicked, from the scheming of evildoers. He's asking for protection. Whet their tongues like whet is in sharpen their tongues like swords, aim bitter words like arrows, shooting from ambush at the blameless, shooting at him suddenly and without fear. They hold fast to their evil purpose. They talk of laying snares secretly, thinking, who can see us? Who can search out our crimes? Who does this sound like? Donald Trump and people like those. There's so many of those out there. I think nobody sees this, nobody knows this. Nothing's hidden from God. Nobody knows about it before they even thought in their mind. We have thought out a cunningly conceived plot. The inward mind and heart of a man are deep. God will shoot his arrow at them. They will be wounded suddenly, without them realizing it, because it's too late. Because of their tongue, he will bring them to ruin. All who see them wag their heads. Then all men will fear. They will tell what God has wrought and ponder what he has done. Let the righteous rejoice in the Lord. Take refuge in him. Again, God is my refuge. Let all the upright in heart glory. Praise be to God. Praise you, Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus Christ. So, nothing's hidden from God. Always think they're getting away with stuff out there. As it says in other parts of Psalms, do not be worried, troubled by them. I know it's frustrating us. I know it's frustrating. I get frustrated too. But know this, believe this with certainty. The time's coming. It's inevitable. Cannot be stopped. So focus on God, focus on yourself. Ask his help in battling against that and shielding you against those feelings that they invoke in you, frustration and anger and bitterness and all that type of stuff. Because that's what the devil wants to do to you. So stay safe. Peace of Christ. God bless.